How do you get employees more engaged? It's one of the questions I always get asked by my clients. There's always the question of customer service and customer engagement, but also employee engagement. So how do you do that? There was a seminal book published in 2007, this one here called Human Sigma. It actually tracks employee engagement and customer engagement against the financial performance of a whole bunch of companies. What they found was, from an employee engagement perspective, there were 4 levels. Well, there are 4 levels. Those 4 levels, the more you get up that hierarchy, the more profitable the company becomes. However, what they've done is they've broken down the different levels of engagement and tracked financial performance against those 4 levels. Now, there's one of them in here that really stands out for me, and I'll get to that in a few moments. So the first level is what's in it for me, basically. It's what do I get? At this level, employees need all the materials and equipment to get their job done. Very basic stuff. They also need to know what's expected. So they basically go to work saying, I know what's expected of me and I've got the stuff I need to get my work done. Pretty simple stuff, very low bar to get over. After the first hurdle of what do I get, the second hurdle, or the second level, is what do I give? Now at this level, the employee has to be encouraged to develop, or the organization encourages development of the employees. There's a supervisor or someone in the organization who cares about that individual. Also, and this is the one that really gets to me, recognition in the last 7 days. If you have been recognized in some way in the last 7 days, that has a huge impact on your engagement as an employee. Now think of how simple that is, and think of how much I think a lot of us fail in that regard. It just has to be a little thank you, a little I appreciate you. It doesn't have to be much, but recognition in the last 7 days, not the last 7 weeks or the last 7 months. Finally, what do I give? I get to give my very best every single day. People want to go to work to do a good job. They don't want to go to work to do a crummy job. So, second level, what do I give? The third level is, do I belong? At this level, you feel like you've got a best friend at work. Your co-workers are committed to quality. The organization's got a very clear mission or purpose. I think they're very different, mission and purpose, but let's just leave it at mission and purpose. And finally, as an employee, your opinions count. So at this level, you really do feel like you belong to this organization where you know what you need to give and you're given what you need to get the job done. So what's the last level? The top level is, how can we grow? Now notice here, how can we grow, not how can I grow. How can I grow and how can the organization grow? So now at this level, I have opportunities to learn and grow. Also, I feel like I've made progress in the last 6 months. I've progressed somehow in my personal development from a career perspective. It might not be necessarily from a promotion, but I feel like I've skilled up. I feel like I've progressed as a person. I've grown. So this is the top level of performance for an engaged employee, sitting right above those other 3 levels. Now, the thing I got most out of that was the one about recognition in the last 7 days. It's the simplest one and yet one of the most difficult ones for us to do. It's just as simple as saying hello when someone walks in, looking them in the eye and saying goodbye and thank you when they walk out. I try to always say thank you to my employees every single day. If I'm around, I'll try to say it. So I hope that helps. I'll put the reference to the book in the comments, but I think it's probably one of the most powerful books that I've ever read. In the coming weeks, I'll get onto employee engagement, I'll get onto customer engagement, because they've done some fantastic research on what happens and how you get customer engagement. Again, I hope that helped. I'm Stephen DiPietro. Thanks very much for tuning in.